Okay, I've been meaning to do a page on how to do the trading based on this chart for a while, so I'm finally getting to it. Just to give you an idea, the way this chart is actually laid out is based on what's called market profile or TPO, time price opportunity. You can look it up if you want to know more information about it, but the green areas or the green boxes are what are called value areas. Now, the date below them is the value area for that date. So the value area has to do with where the price action spent the most time or volume. There's two different types. There's a time based and a volume based. For the most part, mine is based on time. The blue line is the high and the low for that day, for the previous day. The red line is the POC, which is the point of control, which is where it spent the most time for that day. The yellow line is the close, and the blue line is the open. And this is all based on the 18th, which is the previous day. This is the chart from Friday, April 19th. So these trades that are actually displayed are all based off of trades based off of the movement of Marketscore. To give a little bit of info about the trading chart, these are the trades that are based off of the Marketscore data and the movement of Marketscore. The regular ones, the ones that are just black, are based off of just the trade itself. The red and the yellow are colored that way based off of trades that are previous to that, where you may not necessarily want to take that trade. Now, in this case, the red is where the previous trade in the opposing direction, so this is on the long, is more than 8 points up. It will color code the next one, which is the short. It will color code that red because you're already it's in the one direction, and it isn't necessarily saying that you should be getting out of that because you're 8 points up in that trade. The model that this is based off of is taking longs and shorts separately, meaning it gets into a long and it will hold that long until it reaches the point of heat, too much heat, and it gets out. Each one of these trades starts out with 5 points of heat, and then it allows for additional heat based off of changes in the market score data. So as things are progressing for that trade, it will allow for more heat, which is why you see these getting out at a higher point value. The trade of this day obviously is the 57.5 point trade, but it's all the way down at number 6. And this is, again, just based off of market score. It doesn't use the TPO information. It is purely based off of market score changes and as it progresses through the day. This is the new layout for the chart. I've made the font bigger. The trades are the same. You see the 11 trades. The color coding isn't quite exact. I'm guessing there's a bug in there somewhere I'll have to find, but at the same time, it's not really relevant at the present moment. The idea is to give you better information about which trades are the ones that you should pay attention to. So that is where the new model comes in. And I've created the new model based off of the TPO information. So when it is below the value area and below the close, or above the value area or above the close, if the close is within the value area, there's a lot of parameters. I'm not going to go through all of it, but the idea is to give you better visibility into which trades. So on this day, these trades would be potentially considered cautionary trades or asterisk trades based on the fact that you're already in a 57.5 point trade. So, and in the opposing direction, this is a short. So all these longs would be flagged, which is what they are. Now, this is the new chart with the new model, and I've modified it to have what are called focus trades. The focus trades are the areas where it is behaving as it should based on the model, and it is already in a trade, meaning in this case, this was already in a long, which was right here, which is it gets out at 10 o'clock, and you can see it gets in at 10 o'clock. The reason why I did this was that I wanted to bring focus to when it is behaving based on value and also already would have taken a trade based on market score. So you can see on this day, this trade, not ideal, but at the same time, if you had gotten in and it had gone back below that area, and mind you, so the way that it determined this trade is that it is the close of the previous day was inside the value area, and it gets above that close. So the focus is just based on very simple trades that it would be able to use in order to show that data. The second one is where it gets back below the value area and it's already in a short. Now you can see from this, which just has all the trades laid out. Mind you, again, there's still a 57.5 point trade in there, to this, where it tells you this trade is a focus trade and this trade is a focus trade. Clearly, you can see if you had taken both those trades, this one would have done pretty, you would know, hey, I potentially could do pretty well if I took that trade. Now, keep in mind, it gets in over there, it comes back, it takes 4.25 points of heat. So if, theoretically, you would limit how much heat you're allowing it to take in order to know, and you probably wouldn't get all 50 points because you'd have to stay in the entire day, but you would get potentially, let's say, I mean, if you got in, so it gets in at 41.75, it's all the way down here to 30, that's still an 11-point trade. And then potentially, as it goes, if this trade stays active, maybe you get back in and you keep, doing that as it's coming back and forth. But you could take it again when it comes back up to your entry. You could take it all the way from, let's say, 40 down to 05. So that's a 35-point trade. So the focus trades are just to give you an idea of where you should be paying attention. So I'm going to go through a few days just to give you an idea of the information of how it would have played out based on the new focus trade model. So we're going to go to Thursday of last week, and this one would have taken 3 trades. One of them would have been a 0 point because it immediately goes against it because it's right over here where it dips below the settle and then immediately pops back up. But the other 2 trades, you'd have a 23-point trade and a 20-point trade. But again, it's changing how much data is being given to you to focus on. And this same day, I'll just show you what it looked like with the old one. So again, the first trade would have done really well if you had just done that first trade. But again, it took 6 trades on Friday, so it's kind of a hit or miss. But again, these are all caution trades because it's already in a trade that's doing well enough that it ultimately, so once this one happens, and then once this one's doing well, all of these shorts are flag trades. But you can see right here, it's a much easier way to see the data and know that these are the trades that potentially you should be focusing on. So again, we'll go to the 17th. This trade only has one focus trade, and it's a short, and it's a 40-point trade. You probably, again, wouldn't get that entire amount, but you could get in and out multiple times. It's not out of the question you would get in and out of that trade multiple times. You get in at 87.25, it goes down to so 81. So let's say you take 5 point or 3 points on that one. It comes back up. You wait and then get back in again once it gets above that, and then write it down again. Obviously, that's a matter of how often you want to be using these trades. Now, here's the important factor. This is not perfect information. On the 16th, you can see there's a lot of trades. On this day, there are 31 different trades. It's not necessarily an ideal setup for the day. It just keeps going back and forth, above and below the settle. At present, I don't really have it looking at whether or not it's going above and below. The idea is just to give you the information and let you guys make the decision of what trades you want to take. The second trade is a 14.25 point trade, but again, as you know, that's not always an ideal situation. But you can see, I'm going to go back through. So I'll show you the 15th. There's only one trade, and it's a 52.5 point trade. The 11th, there are 2 trades. One's a 20-point trade, one's a 46.5 point trade. The 10th, 3 trades. You have a 1 point, a 4 point, and a 29.75 point. This one, obviously a little bit more noise, but at the same time, again, it's this versus the previous one, which would just show you the trades as they play out. So it would just be that data. You wouldn't necessarily know which one's which. Mind you, of course, if you did take that first trade, it would be a 30-point. But again, with the new one, it doesn't call that out because it's not based on the model. This is the ninth. One trade, it's a 44-point trade. Then we're going to go to the eighth. Yeah, so we have five different trades that are focus trades. They're all above 2, 3, so we have a couple 7.5s here. But again, once you start seeing it, the model not necessarily doing well with things, I mean, and again, this is because of the tight range. It's continually going back and forth across this settle, which is what's causing it to continually take those different trades. It's important to make certain that you've got a good risk management in place in handling when to get out of a trade if it's not working. And on a tight range day like this, it may not necessarily be good to take lots of longer trades like the other ones of 40 points or whatever. These ones, if I would say maybe on a tight range, you're looking for, 2 to 5 points at max. We're going to go to the fifth. Again, one trade, and it isn't the focus trade is this is a day where the trade goes against you. And essentially, once this short happens and it goes back above the value area, it's probably not necessarily an ideal trade to stay in. So this would be a trade you probably wouldn't want to stay in. So then let's go to the fourth. Again, a 9-point trade and a 72-point trade. The third 9-point trade. So this one is a little bit interesting because of course it goes up and that's the trade it's catching, which is the long, and then it comes back down and fails from these upper levels. When you see it starting to go sideways a bit, I would probably be a little bit leery. And when I say a bit, we're talking it starts going sideways. Let's say it starts going sideways at 11. It stays going sideways and then drops back down at noon and then continues to go sideways almost the rest of the day up until, let's say, 2 o'clock, 2:10. So this is a kind of trade where if you're up, I would probably walk away. But anyway, again, now mind you, again, there is a 30-point short where it fails and it comes back down. And as you can see, it gets in at 11:33 and then rides it all the way through the end of the day. Let's go to the second. Again, this one is not a day where the model works perfectly. Again, it's a 25 3/4 point. You are below value. The value is actually up here, but you can see that it does 3 trades. None of them work perfectly. You have 2 5 points. Again, with a 25-point range, it's probably important to take a tighter exit, but it continually goes back and forth. But the shorts is the direction that this day should have taken based on TPO. And then the first. So this one is again, so all of those trades that it would be showing, and even though it's only a 34-point range, 34.5-point range, this day it would be 22.5 points. Now, I just want to note, when it first puts this trade in the list, it is showing it as gray. And the reason is based on the model. It says this trade meets the criteria and I'm going to take it and mark it. And so these focus trades are automatically gray at the open. So it would tell you at 10:04 when it gets in, it would show you this trade is gray and say entry is 53.05. So just to give you an idea, just so that you understand how the new model works and how the new information works, I am rolling this code today. So on April 22nd, this will be live. So if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask questions in the chat, and I would do my best to answer them for you. And please, if you have suggestions or questions or ideas, let me know. Keep in mind, long term, my plan is that you would be able to go in and define the criteria for what would be a focus trade. So when you see it, it would still do the normal trades, and then you would be able to go in behind it and say, I want these criterias to be met in order for it to actually flag that trade. And then the longer term chart for you specifically, rather than the broadcast that I'm doing now, would be based on the data that you set, based on your criteria that is focused on what you are looking at and data you're using. That is obviously a longer term goal, but at the same time, that is what I'm working toward. I have now ultimately modified the way that this charts, and I can actually set up these trades based on that data and then define the criteria for each one of those. So anyway, that would be the production version, but that's a little ways out. I'm still working on getting all that done. But as you can see, I am progressing now that I've got focus trades. We're getting a lot closer. So those are all the dates through April. I'm not going to go through every day, but you get an idea. And I'm showing you all the days so you can use that information to decide on how well you think that this would be able to help you. And if there are days you want to see, I can make a video about it. Please send me a Discord chat and a request, and I will do a video about a specific day. So anyway, thank you very much. I hope you guys are all doing well with this, and I hope you guys do great trading. Thank you.